Well, right now we are joined by Dr. Ranjana Kumari, who's the Director of Center for Social Research. So, Dr. Ranjana, if you can hear me, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Lati. How are you?
I'm good. Well, Dr. Ranjana, now, as you know that today we are talking about the misuse of dowry law. So, I'd like to ask you as to what have your experiences really been like. Do you see that these days this law is actually being misused a lot more than probably what it was done earlier?
Well, I would say the law has been used a lot more than it's been used earlier because awareness about the law has increased a bit. And as far as misuse is concerned, we have conducted a very extensive study of 4 states looking at 57,000 cases.
Right.
And we have concluded that only ultimately when the judgment level comes, it is only, approximately 18% cases which really reach that level. Otherwise, most of the cases will just be dismissed at the level of investigation, or it will be, some kind of a compromise that will be found between the couples. So I would say that, and also I would, instead of people crying foul about misuse of the law, one should know that police has the responsibility, and also under the law there is a compulsion that they must investigate before they take action.
Yes.
So unless they investigate, they take action, then there is difficulty because there may be some 1% or 2% innocent people get into it. But the fact of the matter is that till date, even today, even this year, the past year, that is 2008, over 7,000 girls have been killed for dowry. Over 40,000 cases have been registered of harassment by in-laws and relatives. So I would think that, people who walk up to the girl who's walking up to the police station and registering the case is not for no reason. Nobody wants to rock the marriage the eve of the marriage.
Okay, well, let me tell you, Dr. Ranjana, that I do have Abhimanyu here who happens to be a victim and who really thought that marriage was something moral and something that he went in very willingly, and he thought that everything's going to be very happy hereafter. But that did not happen. So even if you say this is a very minuscule percentage, but they are still there, we cannot really brush those people under the carpet. Now, when things like that happen, now you said something to the tune of investigation by the police. So do you think that there are also certain times when the police actually does not go into the complete investigation and to the level that it should be done?
Well, that's the reality of most cases. Whether it is a crime case or whether it is, if the police investigation report is not strong enough, they have not done complete investigation, case can, take a turn on justice may not be delivered. So that may be one of the situations. But I think in case of marriages in India, till date, knowing well that there is a dowry law, giving and taking both is crime.
Yeah.
Not, I would say not even 1% marriage, or perhaps maybe 1% marriages are taking place where people are not asking for dowry. But in my knowledge, I would say that there is hardly any marriage where dowry is not taken and given. So why do people do that? Why are people all the time bent upon breaking the law and then complain later? Complain from the girl's side. So first of all, you are already joining the thing and committing the crime already by giving or by taking, or even if you're not asking.
Right.
Even if you're not asking for it, if you're taking all these goods in marriage, and also the money and transaction of car and travel ticket and all kinds of things, then certainly girls' parents are keeping a record of all that. And tomorrow, if there is some kind of a misunderstanding in marriage, they can go and ask. And complain under dowry law. So why should you at all get into it? Just say from the very beginning, sign a contract between the two families. If there is no dowry given, no dowry taken.
Well, I think that's a very simplistic situation, solution, but I wish that we could actually get down to solving things like these. But anyway, my last question to you, Dr. Ranjana, is that
dowry has been misused and people are going to jail, old ladies are going to jail, whatever is happening, it's not a pleasant thing for anybody.
Absolutely.
So why not?
Now, Dr. Ranjana, do you think probably it is time to review the Dowry Act finally?
I think there was an attempt made by the National Commission for Women, and we participated in that consultation, and we are saying that there is absolutely no need for any change in the law, because the law already provides for investigation possibility. Law already provides for all kinds, is cognizable offence. So anybody committing that crime, should be taken of it's non-bailable, but still at the level of magistrate discretion, bail can be given if the family can prove that they are innocent or whatever. So I think there is no need to change in the law, because law has now started. This is the only law in the country which is making some impact in terms of protecting some girls.
Right.
But there is absolutely no other law which is for women which is making any kind of impact, and that is why you see maximum complaints coming under 498A only of misuse.
Okay. So I'd like to thank you, Dr. Ranjana, for being a part of the show and telling us all those important things. Well, that was Dr. Ranjana Kumari, who's the director for the Center for Social Research and who felt very strongly about the law and said that it should not be changed at all. So on my left, I could see Swaroop wanting to say something to that. So what's your reaction?
See, I will believe Ranjana Kumariji's report or the Crime Bureau report. Crime Bureau report says, please understand, this law is not like other law. If it had been like other law, there was no need of this law. In this law, the main intention, now shifting the blame to the police. See, I told you, everybody will try to justify the misuse. Ask police, police will justify lawyers and social organization. Ask lawyer, they will shift to other. Everybody is involved. This gang is all four front is there. Some of maybe 20, 30, 40, whatever. What I am saying, in this law, the statement of the girl, if it is right, is not changed, is not contradicted, conviction is 100%. We have seen some convictions. No need of any evidence, only the statement. Yes, you see, suppose I came today in your studio, suppose I make a complaint, you slapped me. Now, if you really slapped me, you ask me after 10 years, I will say, yes, that man slapped me, this time this color cloth was there. But if it is a lie, maybe after another place and someone will ask, does she slap you? I will say, hi, here, maybe here. So what I am saying, lie is a lie. It get catch up at the trial, and 84%, I am saying 84% cases cleaned. They had been proved their innocence. In the 16%, 14% cases, in the 498 a conviction is there where the girl is dead, means 304B, because the guy has not able to make the cross of the person.
Okay,
and 2%, just a minute, 2% cases, the girls has proved whatever they said is right. So in this case, Ranjana Kumariji has tried a lot. Last 15 years she never accepted. When the Supreme Court uses such word, unless legal terrorism, people should understand. Today, President of India, Chief Justice of India, I should believe them or Ranjana Kumari.
Okay, well, let us.
Any statement, number one. Number two, who says judges can't be wrong either? I mean, judges can be right, judges can be wrong. They can be good judgments, they can be bad judgments. Two, there are cases which are good, there are cases which are bad. There are people who are true, there are people who are false. So it is not a very clean way of looking at this side is right or this side is wrong. Again, 304B, I want to find out how many men die after being married. How many young men? How many young men?
Please go to the Crime Bureau report.
Yes, I'm asking
after
the
marriage,
number.
56,000 married men ending their life on unnatural death. 28,000 married women ending their life unnatural death. Number one. Number two, another thing. Whenever a woman is dying due to any unnatural death, even by disease also, husband is responsible, mother is responsible. Just a minute. Another question. Just another question. Before marriage, 15,000 unmarried women end their life unnatural way. Why you do not put those girl parents behind the
More men are dying.
No. Well, people,
this assumption is wrong.
Yeah, this discussion is getting pretty heated, but when you too can be a part of the discussion.
Go to the Crime Bureau report and see by yourself.
All you have to do is you have to pick up the phone. The toll-free number is 1800115313. Do call us and you too can be a part of this panel. Well, right now, I'm sorry I have to ask you to please be a little silent here because right now we are joined by Vindhya Malik. Vindhya, can you hear me?
Yeah.